Okay, I need to show you something before we get into anything else. Do you see this number right here? There's 38,000. This is someone's total debt when they started using this tracker. And these numbers right here are where they are at now. I'm going to tell you how much they paid off and how long it took. First, I need to show you how this works because the number at the end of this video is going to make you want to start today. Just stay with me. Welcome back. I'm Gina Marie from Paperless Planners, and this is video 3 of my Simple Money System mini money series. Video 1 was the payday reset, and video 2 was the weekly budget check-in. If you haven't watched those videos yet, the links are in the description. Go back and watch those first because they set up everything that we're going to do in today's video. This video is the third and final routine in the system, the monthly debt update. And honestly, this one is my favorite because now you get to see the results of everything that you've been doing. So let's get into it. Okay, so real talk before we actually go and look at the tracker. Most people do not look at their debt purposefully, intentionally. They think that if they don't look at it, the number doesn't change. Trust me, I understand. I get it. When I say I understand because that used to be me at one point. With me personally and my debt, it was like ignorance was bliss. If I didn't look at it, it would magically disappear. And I couldn't have been any more wrong because the number did change. It actually grew because it was accruing interest. So, because I know for a lot of people, when the number feels huge and you don't have a plan, it feels like you're looking at a problem that you can't solve. So you don't look. And then a month goes by, 2 months go by, 3 months, 6 months without looking at it. And you think the number doesn't change because no one's looking at it or no one's paying attention. But like I said, it does change. It can grow depending on what type of debt it is. It's accruing interest. So here's what I know from actually paying down my own debt and building this tracker. The number shrinks faster than you think. Not because of magic, because you're watching it and you're being intentional with the payments that you're making. You stop ignoring it and you start making moves. And the moves add up faster than you expect. And that's what I want to show you today. Okay, so let me show you how the tracker is laid out before we do the monthly update. It's 4 tabs. That's the whole thing. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Tab 1 is your setup tab. This is where you're going to list every debt, the balance, the minimum payment, as well as the interest. You do this once when you first open up the planner, and that's it. But I do want to show you when you scroll down, you do have your extra debt information. This is where you enter any extra money that you can throw at your debt, if any. And you also select your debt payoff strategy. You can select either the snowball or the avalanche. And that's one of the reasons that I really love this tracker because I wanted it to give you options. I didn't want it to be either or. You had to choose either the snowball or the avalanche. I wanted to give you options. And you can also switch up your strategy mid plan if you wanted to. And below this, you're going to get an automated debt summary of your debt payoff plan, showing you your debt-free date as well as the amount of interest paid for each individual debt. Now, tab 2 is going to be your payment log. This is where every single payment gets logged. And tab 3, this is the one that I want you to pay attention to. This is your monthly dashboard. This is your visual proof that the system is actually working. You get a running total of everything that you owe month by month, trending down. This right here is the reason why you keep going. And tab 4 is your payment schedule. This is your roadmap. It shows you which debt gets hit first and what your debt-free date looks like. Since it was selected on Snowball, it's starting with the lowest debt amount first. 4 tabs, 1 complete debt payoff system, easy peasy. And the monthly update I'm about to show you only takes 20 minutes. Quick note before we start the monthly update. If you're brand new to this tracker, you're going to have one extra step the first time, which is the setup tab. On this tab, you're going to select your start date for your debt payoff plan, as well as entering your currency, and you're going to enter each and every debt, whether you want to put in the name, the creditor, what type, the balance, the minimum payment, and the interest rate. I know this part may feel scary. Trust me, I know. But you're going to breathe and do it anyway. So debt name, current balance, the minimum payment, and the interest rate. You're going to start to see the change when you start to fill this in. So when you add in all your numbers, you're going to see at the bottom, your debt summary is going to start to populate. But before we get to there though, you're going to want to stop here at the extra debt information because this number right here is your current total monthly debt payments that you're making so far, all your minimum payments. If you have anywhere in your budget where you can wiggle an extra 100 or 2 even if it's $50, $25 towards one of your debts. This is where you're going to insert this number and you're going to choose your debt payoff strategy. So we selected the debt snowball, which is we're going to throw the extra money on the lowest debt amount. We are going to start throwing this $200, our capital one, which was $5,570. It has a minimum payment of $193. So that $193 plus the extra $200 that we're going to throw on it a month will make it $393. And now you have your payment roadmap. So now that we entered our numbers, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the monthly debt dashboard. I had one of my lovely subscribers who tested the tracker for me and she used it for 6 months. So she is allowing me to use her data. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you so much. You know who you are. We're going to call you Tasha Tester. So she's been using it for 6 months. So we're going to go ahead and head over to her as of now payment plan that she's been using for 6 months. So she started back in November 2025. She has been paying for 6 months. So she has some debt payments already logged in. So you go, girl. And as you see with these payments entered, now you actually have some movement and some traction in your debt payoff plan. So you see her total monthly payments are $1,161. And for May, she hasn't made any payments yet. So that's what she has to pay for the month. And you can expect to pay $393 in accrued interest on all of her debts. And so far, her debt payment progress is almost 10%. So just adding in those payments, you see how it just pretty much populates literally in seconds. You don't have to figure anything out. The debt payoff plan does it for you. So now we're going to click over to the fourth tab, which is the payment schedule. So now we can see her payments that have been made and the progress that she has made. Now her current balance is, she started off at 38. Now her current balance is 33. So altogether, she's paid off with interest $6,966, almost $7,000 in just 6 months. So she has 34 months left until her debt-free date, and her date is going to be March 2029, and it's already 2026, so that'll be here before we know it. And since she did select the debt snowball, it did start with her lowest debt, which was her Capital One credit card. And this first column right here is just your overview of all those debts combined. And now we're going to head over to the payment schedule. Your payment schedule tells you which debt to hit first, the dates, the amounts. You don't have to figure nothing out. It does everything for you. And this is the number I was going to tell you about at the beginning of the video. $6,966, almost $7,000 paid down in just 6 months. I told you, those small movements add up. So she has 34 months left until her debt-free date, which is scheduled to be March 2029. So as long as she stays this course, by March 2029, she'll be debt-free. And she's on track. She's doing her damn thing. She's logging her payments. She's staying on schedule. So you go, girl. Because this number right here, this is what changes when you stop guessing and start having a plan. Now, let's do the monthly update with my numbers. This is what changes when you stop guessing and you have a plan. Now, let's get into my monthly debt update. Okay, so step one of the monthly update is a payment log. Every payment that you made this month is going to go right in here, including the minimum payments and any extra payments that you can throw towards your debt. So I'm going to be logging my payments for the month of April. And if you see me looking down, I'm looking on my expense tracker to see what dates and the amounts that I paid for each of my debts. And as you guys see, I love emojis. I just do. And I think that was it for my debt payments for the month of April. So I did pay my credit card minimums, as well as I threw some extra money onto my Venture One credit card. Because I'm doing the debt snowball, that is the one with the lowest balance. So that's the one that has to get tackled first. Okay, now that we have everything logged, now the fun part. We're going to click over to the monthly debt dashboard. So this is where you're going to start to see your progress and your numbers change. Normally on the desktop, you'll see your percentage right here in the debt payment progress. That is what I like to screenshot. And I like to save that number because I like to see my progress over time. I'll either save it on my phone as a wallpaper or I'll put it in my journal. But feel free to post yours in the Ambitious Paperless Planners community under the Money Managers table. That is our forum for finances. But regardless of whatever you do, just make sure you acknowledge it. You made payments this month, the number moved, and that matters. Because this debt progress right here is what I like to see. I'm almost done with my Venture One credit card. I'm 52.17%, almost there. So now let's go over to the payment schedule. schedule. Now, this is where it really gets good. Because of the extra payments you log when you can, your payoff date moves, maybe by a month or maybe by 2 weeks, 3 months, or whatever. If you throw a bigger chunk at it, it moves. And here's what I want you to really understand about this moment. Every single dollar you pay towards your debt doesn't just reduce the balance, it reduces time. And time is one of the most expensive parts of debt. Every month that you carry a balance is another month of interest. Faster you pay it down, the less you pay overall. Now let that sink in just for a second. So this is my roadmap right here. This is what I'm going to be following. I have been following, and I'm going to keep going because I love to see the progress and it feels really good. I wonder what your roadmap is going to look like. Okay, last step, and this one is really quick. In your Simple Finance Planner, write down one debt intention for next month. Not a massive goal, not a financial overhaul, just one intention. Something like, it could be as simple as throwing an extra $50 on your credit card next month, or even pausing a subscription and throwing the extra money on your card loan. Or it can just be you're going to log your payments every single week instead of waiting to the end of the month. Small, specific, but doable. And that's what creates consistency. And this is the part where I say, we're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to be consistent. That's it. One intention written down, sitting there waiting for you next month. Monthly update, done. So I want to say thank you again to Tasha Tester, one of my subscribers who allowed me to use her numbers in today's video. Thank you so much, girl. I appreciate you more than you know. She's been using it for 6 months now, and I just wanted to show what it can do for you in real life. She has paid down almost $7,000 in debt in just about 6 months, and I think that is awesome. In my Summer Walker voice, you go girl. Go girl. And she did that without a massive income, without a perfect budget every single month, just a system, a tracker, and showing up consistently. That is what happens when you stop avoiding your numbers and start watching them. The tracker doesn't pay off your debt. You pay off your debt. The tracker just makes sure that you see it happening, and seeing it is what keeps you going. So here's the full picture now that you've seen all 3 videos. The payday reset is what you do every time you get paid. You open the Simple Finance Planner, you assign every dollar a job, and make sure your debt payment is in that plan. Your weekly check-in is what you do around every Monday or Tuesday. You log your expenses, you check where you stand with your money, and you make sure nothing is going to sneak up on you. And the monthly debt update is what you do at the end of every month. You log your payments in the tracker, you check the dashboard, and you watch the numbers go down. 3 routines, 2 tools, 1 complete system. And that's the Simple Money system. It took me years and a lot of trial and error, trying many different tools and methods and systems, and nothing worked. But I think I found something that has really worked for me, and I think it'll work for you as well. I wanted to create something to help others, starting with myself. The Simple Money System bundle includes both tools together, the Simple Finance Planner and the Debt Payoff Plan. Everything you saw across all 3 videos. One bundle, $37. Either way, it is one of the most useful $37 you will spend on yourself this year, because every month that you don't have a system is another month of guessing, overspending, and watching your debt not move. So now that you've watched all 3 videos, that tells me that you're ready to do something different. Now go do it. I believe in you, and you know you got a cheerleader over here. Okay, that's it. All 3 videos: the payday reset, the weekly check-in, and the monthly debt update. If you watched all 3, first of all, let me say you are a real one, and I appreciate you so much more than you know. And second, I want you to hear this. You are not bad with money. You were just missing a system. And now that you have one, it's not complicated, it's not perfect, it's not going to require you to become a completely different person. It's just 3 simple routines and 2 digital tools that keep you from losing track of your money and your progress. That's it, the whole thing. Drop a comment and tell me which routine you're going to start with. Is it going to be the payday routine, the budget check-in, or the debt update? I genuinely want to know. And hit subscribe for a new video every week. But in the meantime, remember these 3 things: to always be kind, plan better, spend smarter, and I'll see you next time. Bye. You, girl, till the end of time. You got me saying